Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at, well, some really crucial zero trust lessons.
Yeah.
It seems like every day highlights just how vital cybersecurity is, right?
Absolutely, and how systems we fundamentally trust can actually be turned against us.
Exactly. So our mission today, unpack two big ones. First, some PostgreSQL backup exploits. And second, a nasty WinRAR extraction backdoor. And since you, our audience, are already deep in IT security, we're aiming to go beyond just the headlines. We want to analyze the real trends, the implications.
Yeah, and I think the core theme really is questioning those assumptions we all make, especially about stuff that seems harmless, everyday data, common
Little
tools.
backups and zip files.
Precisely. These cases, they're about a betrayal of trust, fundamentally. Trust in systems we use constantly.
Okay, let's dive into the first one then. PostgreSQL. Big deal. It's a cornerstone for so many systems. Had emergency updates recently, right? August 14th.
August 14th, 2025. Critical updates for basically all recent major versions prior to 17.6, 16.0, and so on.
And the main culprits were CVE 2025-8714 and 8715. Both high severity CVSS 8.8.
Yeah, exactly. And what's really insidious here is how it works. If an attacker already has super user access on the database.
Okay, so initial access is assumed here.
Right. They can craft a malicious backup file. Think object names with embedded commands or actual PSQL meta commands hidden inside.
And PSQL is the interactive terminal.
Correct. So during the restore process, PSQL just executes these commands, which lets you run shell commands.
Whoa, and it runs as who?
As the OS user performing the restore. That's the critical part. It escalates privileges outside the database context.
So it's not a network attack in the usual sense. It's exploiting the trust placed in the backup and restore pipeline itself.
Exactly right. It works purely because of, a lack of proper sanitization and this implicit trust we put in backup files. We just assume they're safe data.
That's a really clever bypass.
It is. And think about it from a red team or pentester perspective. You craft a poison backup. It's stealthy persistence.
Especially during, say, a cloud migration or just routine restores.
Perfect cover. It totally flips the script on that trusted backup idea.
So mitigations, obviously, patch immediately, upgrade to the fixed versions. What else?
Beyond patching, you absolutely need rigorous validation. Sanitize incoming backups if you can.
Check the contents before restoring.
Ideally, yes, or at least conduct restores in isolated sandbox environments first, and monitor closely. Watch for weird functions or objects popping up after a restore.
Makes sense. Constant vigilance, even on backups. Okay, let's pivot. Case number 2. WinRAR, a zero-day CVE-2025-8088.
Yep, this one hit WinRAR versions up to 7.12. ESET found it mid-July 2025.
And it was actively abused. CISA added it to the KV list on August 12th.
That's right, actively exploited in the wild. It's a path-traversal flaw, technically CVE-35.
Okay, path-traversal, so writing files outside the intended directory.
Exactly. Attackers crafted archive metadata, clever stuff using alternate data streams ADSS, that NTFS feature.
Right, lets you attach hidden data to files.
Yeah.
Often overlooked.
Totally. They used that to bypass the specified extraction path. And what did they drop? Malicious files like DLLs or maybe .lnk shortcuts.
Right.
Straight into auto-run directories. Think %ppdata, startup for user-level persistence, or %program data %, startup for system-wide.
Oof. And that happens just by extracting the archive. No admin rights needed.
That's the kicker. No elevated privileges required for the user-level startup drop. Just extract the file and boom, persistence is achieved.
Which groups were using this?
We saw evidence linking it to Romcom, that Russian-linked group, also known as Storm 0978 or UNC 2596.
What were they doing with it?
Spear phishing, mostly.
Yeah.
Emails disguised with, say, CV attachments. Malicious RR files deploying backdoors, things like Snipbot, Rusty Claw, Mythic Agent. Paper Werewolf was seen using it, too.
Nasty stuff. And you mentioned it was on the black market.
Yeah, reports suggested the exploit details were selling for around $80,000.
$80K for the ability to drop a payload just by getting someone to extract a resume.
It's chilling, isn't it? Turns a completely mundane action into the trigger for an attack. Again, leveraging trust in a common tool.
So mitigation here. Upgrade WinRAR to 7.13 or later, obviously. What else should defenders be doing?
Definitely implement detection rules. Use something like Sigma to watch for suspicious writes to those auto-run directories. That's crucial.
On user awareness, I guess.
Big time. Users need to understand that you just can't blindly trust archive contents anymore. And of course, EDR solutions are key. Monitoring auto-run locations, registry hijacks, the usual persistence vectors.
Okay, so bringing it all together.
Yeah.
PostgreSQL backups,
Yeah.
WinRAR archives. What's the common thread?
It really comes down to trust, doesn't it? What links these isn't just the code vulnerability itself, it's the exploitation of implicit trust.
Trust in the backup process. Trust in a basic utility like WinRAR.
Exactly. Both vulnerabilities weaponize our assumptions. That backups are just data, that extracting a file is safe. Those assumptions are the real vulnerabilities here.
So for everyone listening, the security professionals out there, the big takeaway isn't just patch faster. Though, yes, do that.
Yeah, patching is good.
But it's really about challenging every single trusted process and assumption in your environment.
Yeah.
Backup pipelines, file extraction tools, these are proving to be really high-yield, low-visibility attack surfaces. The key insight, you need to actively model where your organization places implicit trust. Then test it. Exploit it in your red team engagements. Demo the risk.
That knowledge, understanding those blind spots based on trust, that's your creative fuel for realistic security testing and defense building.
Couldn't agree more. Model the assumptions, then break them. That's where the real value lies. Thanks for tuning in to The Deep Dive.